Yes, that's just $200 for the entire year. You would get over 9,000 live TV channels, 31,000 movies, and 4,000 TV shows for your entertainment. These channels include shows, entertainment, sports, news, movies, comedy, and lots more, including international, Caribbean, and local channels. Watch on your smart TV, phones, tablets, PC, laptop, and Fire Stick. We can also supply you with an HD Android box that would convert your TV into a smart TV. Not convinced? Then test our service now for 36 hours free. For more information, call or WhatsApp DP Marketing at 473-457-3546.
And we are back.
Good morning again to the listeners out there. Political Wednesday, where on Real FM we do everything and anything political. And as I was saying earlier on, yesterday we were able to hear the press brief or the post-cabinet brief by the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Dickon Mitchell, which he outlined basically two facts was outlined. The capping or the intended capping of freight and rolling out of the phase 3 of the stimulus as relates to COVID-19. We at Real FM pride ourselves of giving information, truthful, factual information to the public. And this morning we endeavor to do nothing less. Before we get into the meat of the discussion, I would like to give some prior information because it would come up in the discussion. So I want persons to understand. When the term GDP would be used, gross domestic product, that simply means the total value of goods produced and services provided in a country during 1 year. So when we say GDP, we mean the gross domestic product, the total value of goods produced and services provided in a country during 1 year. I want to also give a definition, an accomplice, because when at the end of the program, I'll indicate to you why I gave you that definition. An accomplice is a person who knowingly, voluntarily, or intentionally give assistance to another in the commission of a crime or wrongdoing, or in some cases fails to prevent another from doing wrongdoing or a crime. That being said, I want you to understand that. I will get back to it. So let's go. After listening the post-cabinet brief yesterday, the 6th September 2022, two issues of national importance came up. The continuation of the COVID-19 economic stimulus support package, which started in We are listeners and callers. Let us go through that. Let I deliver what I have to deliver, and then we go take calls. The continuation of this, which started in 2020 by the past NNP administration, which was intended to assist the business community and persons who was impacted negatively by COVID-19. This is the third phase of that stimulus package, and the Prime Minister explained phase 3 would be 3.1 million to support empowerment, education and development programs in the Ministry of Social Development. So basically, it is not a new program. It is what was there. And it is important to understand that. And the question begs here now, Claire, Did the administration meet that funding those monies in the treasury? Did the administration raise those monies, those 3.1 million, to assist that? And I submit here now that is a product of prudent management by the past administration to meet those monies to address those needs. So when one tend to only beat up on the past administration, they forgetting because of the prudent management of the economy. Those funds was meeting the treasury. So it is instructive here to note as we go forward, this third phase in terms of the stimulus is nothing new. Is nothing that the present administration bring. Is a continuation of what has happened because we had two phases already. And one must give kudos to this present administration for continuing because government is a continuum. And like I say, I'll be fair in my discussion. When something is done, what praise I will. And I must in here give kudos to this administration to continue because they could have found a way and say they didn't must do it. However, you'll always find they're trying to grandstand and as the MIT minister was trying to say yesterday, look into it and they tweak it and they're not tweaking. The money was already there. That had to happen. But kudos to you, the administration, to continue. And one must give credit where credit is due. So you didn't must continue, but you did continue. So all kudos to you. The PM stated also that there is the intention to cap freight to bring it back at the 2019 level for a period of 6 months, beginning in October 2020. And he called on instructively here. He made a clarion call, Clifford, to the business community to do the right thing and to pass on the savings to consumers. And that is very instructive to note. Also mentioned was the intention of the Ministry of Finance to remove cap on gas and diesel and to remove the 25% reduction on non-fuel charges for the electricity consumers, which was put in place by the past administration in December of 2021. So in a nutshell here, the intention is to cap freight, to bring it at the levels of 2019. And at the same time, it is intended for gas and diesel to be uncapped. And the 25% reduction in non-fuel charges for electricity consumers, which was put in place as part of a cushioning effect for consumers, will also be removed. The PM said that the only electricity company green that we know at Grand Lake he has lost $11 million since the removal of that 25% reduction in the last 9 months. And that is very instructive here. Now, the measures of removing the 25% reduction on non-fuel charges. What the Prime Minister is alluding to the fact that the Grand Lake has lost 11 million. We know of the attachment of the present Prime Minister to Grand Lake WRB. And here he's seemingly saying, well, Grand Lake losing money, so let me do something to make them make money. And at the present, the consumers are saying electricity prices are so high, and now you're going to remove 25% of the non-fuel charges. So that means their charges are going up on electricity. So whose interest is he serving here? It is a clear case, not the consumer. Because the consumer is already balling with the mouth closed. And then you're going and take out the 25% on non-fuel charge, what he was enjoying. That means you want him to ball with the mouth open. So that is but the instructive part here is that Grand Lake is losing money. So there's no concern that the citizens, the consumers crying that grain price go up. It's all about grain like losing money. It's whose interest is being solved. Is that a prerequisite to get rid of grain like? To say you don't making money, losing money, so let we get rid of it? A lot of things here is at play what we have to open with eye and keep looking at. And these are the things of interest. In whose interest is he solving by removing the 25% reduction in non-fuel charging, not the consumer, because that will be passed on to the consumer. And in no way, when he said about capping off rate, he asked that business people will do the right thing. But in the discussion with the reduction of 25% on Grenelec non-fuel charges, he don't ask Grenelec to do the right thing.
Well, the thing is, regardless
And
of
what is instructive to note, Claire, Grenelec is ours. The people own. So you can't say Grenelec losing money. You can't say Grenelec losing money. Grenelec is the people own. We own. So when you say Grenelec losing money, something no adding up. If the Grenelec is ours, the consumers own, and you saying Grenelec lose 11 million, that means you ain't seen the consumers. And we've been saying on Real FM for eons, whose interest would the Prime Minister solve? And it's a clear case of not the consumer's interest. Because listen, Claire, Grenelec is ours, the consumer's own. The consumers is bawling that price is going up. But you're saying you go remove 25% reduction on non-fuel charges because Grenelec losing money. So it is a reinvestment to the people. So the 11 million is claiming that Grenelec losing is a reinvestment to the consumer. So why are you taking it out now? So you're not solving the consumer. The same set of people who took an oath before God and man to take care of you and thinking about them. Because it's not their interest you solving. Because Grenelec is owned by the people and that is a fact. Anybody have any contrary view to that? State it because Grenelec is ours. So to say Grenelec losing money and you're removing the 25% reduction from non-fuel charges, that means you're solving the interest of the ordinary man. Or, like I say, is here at play, there's moves to say that Grenelec, quote unquote, losing money. So let's get rid of Grenelec. So one has to be with a wide open. And it's a straight case of trying to solve big business and not necessarily the interest of the people of, as he put it, Pity Martin, Carriacou and Grenada, or the state of Grenada. Not a word. And what is instructive here, listen this. He asked the businessman to do the right thing. He say Grenelec losing money, but we know it's not Grenelec, it's the people money. So the 11 million is just a reinvestment in the people of Grenada. Grenelec don't losing no money, they are reinvestment to the consumers. But not one word. He hands on his lip. All the talk about who they give letter and make go. And KB was here Friday and saying he don't feel he know. Not one word on that. He hands on his lip. Those who get letters and so on. And the only bread they have taken away from them. No mention of them at all. No mention of them at all. But Grenelec losing 11 million. So you see where the interest of the Prime Minister is nothing about the ordinary man. It's nothing to do about the ordinary man. And these are the things we have to see. We have to speak of. And we can't forget. And it's nothing about bringing on government, but he's saying it as it is. He's simply saying it as it is. Not one word on the workers. This thing going on, everybody talking about it. The trade union talking about it. Radio people talking about it. Bloggers talking about it. But the Prime Minister in his wisdom don't mention it at all. But you see the Prime Minister, then all schools were open, taking out photo or pictures. But the people are suffering and can't even send the children to the same set of schools he going and take photo up. No mention of them at all. So when we say whose interests are you solving, is whose interests are you really solving? Is it the people or big business as he accustomed to, bearing in mind the role he played? And before the 25% on non-fuel charges was removed, he, through WRB, was blocking that same thing to happening. So the first opportunity he get, he bring it back. So that means he don't care about the people. And so that is the crux of the press brief. So going forward now, we have to discuss some questions that we said. We have any call online?
Yes, we do have.
Let's take a.
Good morning.
And how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good conversation.
Thank you.
Listening to what the Prime Minister has said concerning the Grenlet losing money. I heard old people used to say, a hoary bird never build a good nest. If he had taken his time and rethink on the promise he has made to the teachers and pay them later down in the year, he would not have been in this problem now. If he had taken that money after doing his survey and seen that Grenlec is losing money, then he would have paid that money, what Grenlec is losing to fuel charge and whatnot, that is that, and pay Grenlec so Grenlec could earn something or see a profit. But instead, he gave it to people who did not work for it. And that is where it's going to bite him very hard. You understand? So that now, if nothing cannot be done, that is a way to resell Grenlec. Because if Grenlec is not making money, therefore you offer it for sale. So someone will invest in Grenlec, buy it over, that they see the way that they could make money. So we have to watch very closely of what is taking place and listen to the words of that man when he speaks. So we know and prepare ourselves for what is to come, because there is more to come. Thank you.
And what here is instructive, listeners, a lot of persons supportive of this administration happen to be big business people. Like businessmen bringing in tires and so on, and the freight is a particular thing. Is it the freight being capped to help those people and them? Are you capping the freight for your persons or your people? Is to benefit the boys? Well, we have work for the boys. We see that in play. So is capping the freight a cushion for the boys? Big business? And you're talking about Grenlec losing monies. 11 million. But Grenlec been losing money long, the people money. But they take out a loan from FCIB to pay dividends to shareholders twice. They need to come clean. So this freight thing is not about people. I want to see if the price of the tires will remain the same after the freight cap. These are the things we need to look at and see. Yes, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
You was wondering who was the next person there. It was Mike.
No, we're not hearing you. Very, very low.
I said the person you were saying that you didn't call that name was Mike Sylvester.
Yeah, but there was a lady there also. I don't remember her name.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Remember her name.
I know of Mike.
Yes. Okay then.
All right, thank you. So some questions we need to ask.
We have an next caller.
No. I need to get through this thing and then we go take callers.
All right.
So callers, bear with me. We need to have that discussion and discuss it. The first question: what impact would capping of freight have on revenue collection and by extension on the economy? Because you're taking less. Capping of freight to the 2019 level means you're taking less. The next question is: what research was done for and against? Does the for outweighs the against factors in capping of freight? Would it be, as you say, you asking or making a client call to business people to do the right thing, but you cannot legislate. You cannot force them to. It's not a case where you could go and legislate and say you have to pass it on. And business is about making money. Could you force the businesses to pass on the benefit? Could it be legislated? Could you make a law to force them to? And you know that can happen. So is it just an opportunity to give the boys a help? Because you see, what has happened most time, Gates, when the people, and I borrowing a phrase here from Mr. Pierre, from the lower socioeconomic bracket, they always say handout. And in mention yesterday, the MIT minister make mention, we don't give in handout, we give in hand up. So who you giving the hand up to? Your big business friends? When you cap freight and they bring in the tires and other thing, who you giving hand out to? Your big business friends. You don't give them a hand up, you give them a hand out, you give them a hand up. And that is the question what need to ask. But here it is. Could you force the businesses to pass on it? What mechanism you have in place to cause it? What mechanism you have in place to check that it is being done? Because when we have a situation here in this country, VAT, which is legislated and must be paid, a lot of businessmen don't want to pay VAT. You had big scenario and questions where matter reach all about an impasse and people lose work because the employer don't want to pay VAT. And this is a fact. That has happened here. So VAT, which is legal, and some people find it hard until you have to strong arm them to pay. What about freight now? Would they pass the cost on when you cannot strong arm them? What research was done? Who would it benefit? Would the businessmen be honest? And what mechanism you go put in place to check? What are the checks and balance? Remember, we're living in a free market society. Capitalism is all about making that pay. It's all about making that lettuce. So how you come in and think now, so how that will be thing? And these are the questions. There is no legislative control. You cannot make no law to force them to pass the business. And there is no legislative control over goods. If you talk about the basket of items, what is included of the basket of items? So I thought when you talk about capping of the freight, the basket of items would have been increased. You'd have said we adding some more commodities in the basket of items. You understand what I'm saying? And that has not been done. So these are the things what we as a people want to understand. And then you speak about, you go on cap gas, you go on cap diesel, and you go remove the 25% on non-fuel charges. And what is instructive here, these three items you had legislative teeth. You could have legislate and control and make sure that that happened. But you want to remove it as you say these intentions so to do. But at the same time, you want to capture it where you do have control over. What prudence is that? And that is something one has to understand. What is the legislative teeth? How would you penalize? So if a businessman decides you don't pass in on the savings from the freight, how are you going about penalizing that person? If you speak to the good conscience and they don't hear you, what you're doing? Because this capping of freight at this particular time means less revenue to inland revenue and less revenue to the customs. So that means less revenue for the coffers of this country. Or is it because, as you claim, you made the treasury pregnant, so there's no need for you to put anything in place? But here's the parallel, people, and here's the crux of the matter. And I want persons to understand, and these things is about probing this thing in a manner that you would understand. We hear about and you okay, so you're bringing back freight to the 2019 levels. So that means, and he admitted, the Prime Minister, then, that we go taking less by way of revenue. But in the other side of the mouth, you're talking about a lot of spending. You're talking about real spending, a lot of increased spending, what you didn't have in 2019. But you're not indicating to us what is the intake, how you intend to make money. So is the treasury, what you meet pregnant, a bottomless pit, a bottomless pocket, so you cannot go dry? And I need to point out, from 2019 to now, some new obligations that will be visiting government. One, pension payment. We didn't have that obligation in 2019. Making workers permanent, and once you make workers permanent, because you promise to the people, you will make them permanent, you have to increase the pay. The government didn't have that obligation in 2019. You tell the police, you go fix the pay and grade. Their obligation, the government didn't have in 2019. You tell the nation, you go build 500 houses for parish. That is an obligation the government didn't have in 2019. Salary negotiations for the next 3 years is on the do. Public workers, all they say all they want all the money and all they want all the money. Now, salary negotiations for the next 3 years is on the do. That is an obligation the government didn't have in 2019. So when you say return to 2019 levels, what happens to these new obligations? You talk about increasing ministers' pay because they don't working for enough. Those obligation was not there in 2019. So you, Mr. Prime Minister, you need to tell us. You made that decision you're making the decision to remove freight, to cap freight to the 2019 levels. But these are some issues what government had no obligations for in 2019. Pension payment. You promised to make workers permanent, so that payment has to increase. The pay and grade for police, the fixing of police place, salary negotiations. You're talking about salary increase for ministers. And these are the issues which we need to speak on and to understand. Because we don't want a situation where the interest of a few is being solved and the rest, you don't care, pick him L. It can be so, willy-nilly. So when you cap, is it because the big boys and the businesses need to get some monies? Would they pass it on with tires and so on, be cheaper? These are the issues which we look forward to. And here at Real FM, we will bring the issues out. So we're losing money from capping of the freight, but we're not hearing at the same time how government intend to raise revenues. We're not hearing that at all. And there is a small matter. And you see, all these things have to be reflected on governance. And governance is not about going in school and taking out picture with school children. It's not about photo op. So I need to also impress on the people some issues that is also important and must be considered in all of this. And there's a small matter of the Fiscal Responsibility Act. You cannot spend in more than what you're taking in and neglecting other sectors. And that is that. And listen, things ought to be considered. primary expenditure rule, the rate of growth of the primary expenditure of the central government and of every covered public entity shall not exceed 2% in real terms in any fiscal year when adjusted by the preceding year. So I remember earlier when I told you what the gross domestic product is all about, and it should not exceed 2% of that. The wage bill, the ratio of expenditure on the wage bill shall not exceed 9% of GDP. But what you're asking and what you're speaking of, it sure will extend that. So you talk about financial prudence. The primary balance rule, the targeted primary balance shall be a minimum of 3.5% of GDP. I'm wondering if those things are taken into consideration. Contingent liability rules, contingent liability arising as a result of connection with public and private partnership, PPS, shall not exceed 5% of GDP. And these are the things that ought to be considered. The public debt target, the total stock of public sector debt shall not exceed 55% of GDP. So when you're talking about going and take loan as we go pay pension and we will take loan to pay pension, those things has to be considered. And these are the things that we need to know. These are the things that need to explain to us. These are the things that the transformational agenda needs to address, and not just taking advantage of poor people, children, and making them go and trying to seek you big business who already have by capping freight and asking them, they go pass it on, do the right thing. Grand Lake losing money. Grand Lake is ours. I could say Grand Lake losing. We the people. So 11 million you're claiming Grand Lake losing is a reinvestment in the people. Is the people on offer and by the people. You saw accustomed Grand Lake being somebody own. So you know they're losing 11 million because that's what you're accustomed to. So caller that and listeners, that is in a nutshell some questions that need to be answered. And bear in mind, the obligations of government has increased from 2019. However, you say you want to return it to the 2019 levels. If we have any call online?
Yeah, we do.
Let's take the call.
Morning.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Morning, Master Carl.
Yeah.
Very prudent point. And I'm glad that you choose to go on the financial side of the article of this present administration, because apparently follow the money. Follow the money. Deacon Mitchell is a corporate lawyer. Fight against Grenadians on the WRB case. Fight against Grenadians with SBU, the breweries, and we can go on and on. And he's a very successful lawyer at that, which is no fault of his. He's a lawyer. But when it comes to the state of Grenada, and pretty much, not pretty much, can Grenada and Kai, whatever, what you say. I listened to this guy yesterday. You are telling me the sole energy provider of the island, where your current bill, electricity bill, is above $200 on average every month, is not making money? Really, Deacon? And then you have Typton Andy Williams. Follow the money. So
but caller, in your exuberance, he's the Prime Minister of Grenada, Carriacou, and Pitimatic, and we must respect that.
Yes, I respect it. Yes, I do.
So we need not call him names that is befitting of the office, not befitting of the office.
I apologize.
Yeah.
But when you have a Minister of Mobilization and Implementation and Transformation, going to chap phrase. Now follow the business. There is a minister in government that has businesses. I guess he may give it up because in hindsight, when Donald Trump became president.
Yeah, but if we're not sure, let us stay away from that area.
Yeah, well, I'm not calling him.
Yeah.
I'm calling Donald Trump. When he became president of America, he has to give up or forgo some of his businesses to his children or his son or whatever. Yeah, but when these things about freight come up and there's a cap on, and then you're hearing that, oh, Grenadier is losing money, and these guys going up to, oh, they owe some millions for the Puma gas, LPG, 20 pump cylinder. These are very subjective to me. And the reason why I'm bringing it up, the promises, as you rightly said, Mr. Carl, and I'm glad that you bring up the financial aspect of how this present administration is going. And based on what is out there, is that, certain travel allowances will be increased and whatever. I don't know. But I am clearly awaiting the day that the first hearing in Parliament, like opposition and this present administration, we are debate, because what is happening right now is that these guys have money and they're just spending money and they don't care. And the word of the government is that they're young and youth have the opportunity to spend money, and once they have money, they will spend money.
But youth does spend out all the money the parents making.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this is the point. So if that happens, let all the supporters enjoy the thing. Let all the supporters
1,500 days.
I give no 100 days. I'm not doing 100 days. No, I'm not.
Well, you're not doing it, but without 1,500 days, they have to do that. You don't have to do that. You don't must think.
Yeah.
So yes, caller. So everything cool otherwise?
Everything cool otherwise.
All right. So let's continue to do what we need to do, but we shouldn't come across no way being disrespectful.
No,
Listen. We cannot accuse their supporters of being disrespectful and doing the same thing.
Well,
We have to be different.
I would accuse one supporter and I call him. If he came down,
No, we don't. Then it's we don't give nobody. We left them not giving nobody no forward here.
That guy, trust me, he is. I don't know how people listen to this thing, but anyhow.
You also take care and bless them, man.
Yeah, man, good.
Now, in my earlier deliberation, I gave the meaning of an accomplice. An accomplice is a person who knowingly, voluntarily, or intentionally give assistance to another in the commission of a crime or wrongdoing, or in some cases fail to prevent another from doing the above. Now, interestingly, the transition lead in finance is a man who ought to be in the know. He was the chairman of the Fiscal Responsibility Oversight Committee during NNP time. So he knows, and he had to ensure, and he knows that the fiscal responsibility rules must be followed. He knows that. So that is why I gave the accomplice what it means. So we understand what is at play. Even men who claim to be men of valor, even men who claim to be critical thinkers, are now allowing and supporting these things. So they are not blameless, because the transition lead for finance presided over the last administration following the rules. He was the chairman of the Fiscal Responsibility Oversight Committee during NNP time. So he knows. He's accountable also. So persons must understand what there is at play. Do you have another call?
Yeah.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning.
How are you today?
I'm quiet.
As I speak, if I'm saying anything which is also too big, you can just please correct me, all right? No, I don't know, but from what I'm hearing from you and even from outside, is that our country more or less is being like the empowering of the middle class and the poor people, hands are being, like, to some extent is being cut. Is my explanation understood? Because if you going to, for example, remove the cap of the gas, all right? Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah. The impact is going to be across the board. Isn't that so?
Yes, everybody will feel it, and the poor people will feel it
and
more.
The first impact is going to be busmen, isn't that?
Yes.
Thank you. So the middle class and the poor people are being cut off.
And once gas is on cap and it increase. A lot of persons take the opportunity to see the rise in gas, rise every other thing.
Definitely. So I really, not that I don't want to understand, but I refuse to understand. I refuse to understand this. No matter what, if you're going to grow the economy in what way? By killing all the poor and the middle class? Because yes, it is very good to cap the freight. I fully support it. Yeah, that is very good. Actually, we paying duty on freight, my friend. I really can't understand why should we paying duty on freight. I mean, yes, the government is collecting money. Fine, very good. You get in. I mean, it's revenue for the nation. But as long as as long as you don't empower the middle and the poor people, these are the people who empower the economy. Am I right?
Yeah, because those are the people who ensure that you have disposable income, and in commerce and business you
You
learn
always
once
want to
once
pay
there is
that.
disposable income,
Yeah, it's a domino
everything
effect.
thrives. But if
It's
you
a domino
starve in
effect.
that, and even the measure with grain like to remove the 25% on non-fuel charge, that means you adding more to the consumer.
My friend, to be honest with you, I don't know. This is a financial disaster. I mean, today's Ivan body.
Yeah, but
Today's Ivan body is not a financial disaster. We had it first starting from today.
but Carla, I'm telling you, an accomplice is one who knows and allow it to happen. There are persons within the ranks presently, like the transition leader and others. They know about the fiscal responsible rules and how it ought to be adhered to. They know. So it is not a case where people don't know. They know.
I'm not a big mathematician of any kind of finance. I'm just a primary school kid, to be honest with you, okay? But thank God for the common sense that He has prevailed into my life. Yeah?
Yeah.
But this is just, I really don't understand. And then we bring in people like, even that comment, try to understand. No, Doc Mitchell, Belmont, great jobs, okay? You bring in people to give you an advice. No, into certain ministries or whatever it is. Don't you think, for example, as you work in there, all right? Like Andrew Donald is the owner of this station, okay?
Yeah.
Don't you think the core of the workers have more experience to give Andrew? Andrew don't have to go and get another person to give him advice. Yeah? And pay that person. Because if you're going to bring an advisor, okay? For example, they could be paying a person $3,000. A minister salary is about what? $5,000-6,000?
Up thereabouts.
Okay. So instead of that, it would be better that you use that $3,000 and create avenues, right? In creating jobs for 3 other people with that $3,000.
Yes, so
that, you understand what I'm getting to, yeah?
So maybe that's their way of making things happen.
Yeah, but that is only going towards the bigger heads.
Yeah, but we yet to hear the measures to increase the intake of finance. Because like what happened, you bringing it back to the 2019 levels, but there are a lot of obligations what government didn't have then, what they have now. And how would you is it, I don't know. Is it so it's like in local parlance, it's like susuhan. So all the friends have to get a hand. So great I go and like hand now. Then big business get a hand with the capping of the freight. So everybody had to get a hand, in susu. Everybody when your time come to get your hand. So it's like a susu are going on. So as how he said on the platform, take susu in you. So let me take it's like susu now, man.
Yeah, my brother, but it's really.
But it's interesting time, and we have to be aware of what is going on, and we have to stay on top of it.
We have to make, and I hope and pray that this kind of program like this run. I respect everybody, in spite of what it is, right? I mean, everybody may have a different interpretation of what's taking place.
But interpretation and facts different, eh? Facts is facts, eh?
I know, but I mean, I'm just a simple guy. I may see things different. You may see things different, but in my simple logic, this thing is like the gas. It's just one issue, but it leads to many. And people need to be informed about that. Because as I said, first thing is the busman is going to have problems. They will need increase in bus fees because this gas price is going to go up. Next side, the food price is going to go up. So even if you cap the freight, but you put up the gas price, it's the same thing. It's going to rise. This form of this simple understanding should be brought to every citizen of our nation.
What we at Real FM, that is the intention here. The intention here is not about bringing down government or whatsoever. It's no. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the intention here is
I'm not for those things.
No, it's to inform the people. So yes, call, have a blessed day and take care.
Yeah. Just let me make one point. Like our belated prime minister used to speak, more especially speak the language of the people for people to understand.
Yes.
Don't beat them around the bush.
All right. So thank you, caller. Take care.
Have a blessed morning.
Bye. Nice caller.
No, we good.
Yes. So the thing come like them susu in the thing, man.
Yeah, man.
The thing come like susu and everybody have to get theirs. Let's take a commercial here and then come back.
We have a call.
You take the call before you
okay. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, how are you today?
I'm not too bad, and you? You all right?
Yes, I'm good.
I want to know what you do with my son, Andre.
No, Andre needed some rest because remember he been in this thing a very, very long time.
Yes.
And your humble servant here advised him to take some rest, and I'll try to fill in the bridge. I know I'm not worthy to put my foot in the shoe, but I'll try.
Anyway, but your foot fit?
Eh?
Yes, it fit the shoe.
Wow. Well, thanks.
Yes.
And when you get blessings from older people, it's golden, and getting that from you, it means a lot. Like you make my day.
It fit comfortable.
Thank you.
So you keep it up.
Yes.
And you is doing a good job.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the encouragement.
Does you hear from Andre?
Yes.
Well, you know who's speaking?
And he's listening now, so you know.
His mom.
Yeah, he hearing what you say right now. He's listening.
Okay, I'm happy to know that he's listening. But still, I want you to give him my regards. Tell him I say, please get his treatment, whatever he go for, and come back to us.
Mm-hmm.
Tell him that we miss him. I miss him very much. And he does call my husband Daddy. So I and Daddy, we miss him very much. So please do what he's doing and come back to us safe and strong, and I'm praying for him. I put him in the hands of the Lord.
So continue praying.
So I continue praying and tell him that we're looking forward to seeing him very soon.
Soon.
Very soon.
So I can do in Jamaica, soon come.
Soon come. And you take care of yourself, and you is doing a good job.
Thank you.
Whoever they with you, give them my
Igwe.
Yes.
All right.
So you have a blessed day, and God bless you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
So let me take a commercial break and be back. Igwe.
All right.
Life may be handing us 100 reasons to cry, but we'll do our best to give you 100 reasons to smile. Right here on Real FM.
I'm a winner. You are winner. We are winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one later ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch in stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
M&M Hardware Limited, home St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&N Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Are you interested in getting an affordable entertainment package that would serve your every need? Do you own a Fire Stick, Smart TV, or Android box? If the answer is yes, we have news. We can offer you a package that would cost you less than $9 per month. Yes, that's just $200 for the entire year. You would get over 9,000 live TV channels, 31,000 movies, and 4,000 TV shows for your entertainment. These channels include shows, entertainment, sports, news, movies, comedy, and lots more, including international, Caribbean, and local channels. Watch on your smart TV, phones, tablets, PC, laptop, and Fire Stick. We can also supply you with an HD Android box that would convert your TV into a smart TV. Not convinced? Then test our service now for 36 hours free. For more information, call or WhatsApp DP Marketing at 473-457-3546.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grand Lab, you come first. Save energy, save the time, reduce your wattage and reduce your time. When you use appliances, make sure you buy energy efficient every time. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grand Lab, you come first. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grand Lab, you come first.
Myers Collection, located on Main Street Hotel St. Patrick, announces its annual back-to-school sale. Available at our store are secondary school uniforms for McDonald's College, St. Mark's Secondary, and Mount Rose Seventh-day Adventist Comprehensive. We also have uniforms for primary schools in St. Patrick. Come get your preschool kimonos and khaki pants. At Myers Collection, we stock a wide variety of school accessories such as pens, notebooks, etc., and a wide array of household items. Check out Myers Collection on Main Street Hotel St. Patrick for all your back-to-school and household items. Our opening hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday to Friday. For more information, call us on 449-6197. We accept Grand Coda and school vouchers. Myers Collection.
From the north, covering south, east, and west. This is Real FM.
Igwe.
Morning, we back.
We back.
Yeah, Igwe.
Mm-hmm.
Being on Real FM for some time, I used to tell my good friend Andre Donald, follow the money. So this capping of the freight, the uncapping of gas and diesel intended, the taking out the removal of the 25%. If you follow the money, you go understand what here is at play. And following the money mean it's just a forward for big business and nothing for the small man. So the on-cap gas and so on boss price will go up, and commodities, even in the basket, gonna go up. Because man will tell you it costing me more to move it from point E to point B. And you know, gas, relative price of gas affects a lot of things. So in one breath, you're saying you go on cap, you're asking the businessman to put it on, but you're bringing a situation where inadvertently things gonna go up. And that is the crux of the matter. So when you follow the money gates, you don't have to figure out is who interest. And from day one, on this entity here, we've been talking about follow the money.
The people trail.
Matthew Peters, Kopi morning. Faithlin Harley Douglas, good morning. Baby daddy, how you doing? Shirley Skerritt, how are you? Adrian Watts, my man, be good. Cynthia Bartholomew, Errol Bonaparte, Susu, Deborah Board, Sherry and Goddard. Claudette, how you doing? How you doing? Have a blessed day. Joycelyn Francis, kudos to you. Be blessed.
Yeah.
Michelle Alexander, how you doing?
Natalia
John Red, how you doing?
We have
have a blessed day.
We have a colleague.
Let's hold a while. Hello? Yes, caller.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good for the time.
You know, I haven't heard you guys announce that OPEC just yesterday announced that they're going to cut production. Hence, that prices at the pump will go up.
Yeah, once they cut production, is an indication that price will go up.
And they cut production in each to make it more profit.
What is about profit? So that is why it baffles me. You cap freight and ask businessmen not to make profit.
Well, most people know that businessmen are dishonest people, and to ask them to be honest now, I don't think he will have. And when I say that, I don't mean that you can pinpoint and say this one.
No. I understand where you're coming from. It's a general statement.
Businessmen are dishonest, so to ask them to be honest now, or ask them to be honest is like asking. I mean, come on, asking like Satan to be good.
And then the fact that you cannot penalize them if they don't agree so to do is something you have to watch.
Yeah, businessmen are dishonest people. So asking them to be good is just wasting their time, you know. They wouldn't be good. So remember, freight gone up. I said freight. OPEC announced they're gonna cut production just yesterday. So we are heading up a hill. Have a nice day, brother.
But maybe that's the transformational agenda. Yes, and I was going to Natalia Tati, how you doing? Michelle Alexander Presley, my man. How you going, man? You back here yet? Cynthia Bartholomew, Raul Lewis, Joan Francis, Christopher, Elsa Louisanne, Marilyn Ferguson, my very good friend. How are you, Cynthia Bartholomew? Ivan John Roberts, how you doing, cause? Stephanie John, Coral Belfon, Caroline, how you doing? Bevis, what's up, man? Stephanie John, Jema Wood, what's up, your friend? Your good friend.
Yeah, she's on WhatsApp too. She's on the WhatsApp over here too.
Baby Daddy.
Yeah.
Clever. Betty Ann, how you doing? Zico, Linus Charles. Just want to big up. But we need all you to give us some likes, man. All you.
Yeah, 50 we want.
Nah, man. All you discriminating with the likes, man. Share, subscribe, and like. All we ask of you is to share, subscribe, and like. And folks, this morning, it is interesting to understand, and the last caller indicated that OPEC intends to produce less. And once OPEC say they're producing less, you know price of gas going up. And with the impending move to uncap the thing, follow the money.
The dollars.
I want to see how cheaper tires gonna get. Follow the money. So you're saying how Grenlec losing money, but Grenlec is the people own. Yes, let's take that call.
Hello.
Morning.
Morning, caller. How you doing?
In there?
Hey, how you doing? Like we lose that one?
Yeah, we have a next one right after. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay. Massacre, you know, it means saying that
You're breaking up, caller. You're breaking up.
men be poor and the people of the people be rich and wealthy. But when you do that, when you remove the cap, that was only non-privilege charge, which is about 25%, which you see that the company was losing $11 million. I remove it. When you look at the people who pay that the poor class of people, the middle class, everybody that pay electricity because they have electricity at the home. Right? And so they even check with the gas price again. Go have a price on a cap on the price. You leave the gas at $15 a gallon. I remove that. Gas price will it will be going up, but it will affect the poor class of people, the middle class, and the bottom class of the people. It affect them. Where you had the rich people, we get every poor. So
He
Caller
signal.
breaking up.
Yeah, he signal bad.
Yes.
He signal bad.
You have another call?
No, we good.
And Bernard, morning. How you doing?
Can't forget Francis, Mr. Francis, Lennox, Jassat, and Patrick.
Morning to you guys.
Yeah.
Mika Moses, morning to you.
Charge.
Yeah, so like I was saying, and what is instructive here, the whole 25% on non-fuel charges. The Prime Minister being in his capacity before with WRB, that was one of the sticking issues with in negotiation with the government to cause price to be eased. And just so they're removing it in. They go watch you in your face just so and tell you, just so. So once you follow the money, a lot of things being cleared equal.
Yeah.
And you have to understand it's about the susu. And who get in the hand next? Who get in it? Not the poor people, because those who get the letters and they make them go in Kariku. Not one word. The Prime Minister hands on the lip. Like he ain't hearing this thing on him. But you know Grenlek losing 11 and Grenlek is the people. Let's take that one.
Morning.
Good morning to you, boss.
Morning.
And good morning to Mr. Carl. Igwe.
Hey, Igwe.
Good morning, sir. Yes. And good morning to Dre, wherever you are. Hope you're resting and everything like that. And to all of Grenada. Very interesting analysis of the press conference yesterday, Mr.
What's
Carl.
your view?
My view, not much different from you, but I just wanted to bring it a little bit more raw to the people. Now, you have three things right there, right, that was highlighted in that press conference. The 25%, right, the and so from Grenlek, and the gas, the uncapping of the gas, and then you have the freight. Now, all three of them, in my view, they are all related to big business.
Definitely.
We are following the money. Right? No.
Follow the money.
The poor man, from the entry of this government, the average citizen, the poor and marginalized citizen of this country, right, has been on the receiving end. Right?
Question mark for this on him.
Right, based on the practices they have been doing, the fine of workers and everything. And now with that, you know what would happen? The bus prices will go up, definitely. Right? You talk about the freight that will ease the businesses and so. But when you do that, and then you take off the cap on the gas, what will the businessman say? Well, no, we can't give you no relief because look, you give us that relief on the freight, but at the same time, the gas price gone up. Right? So inevitably, the one group of persons that will continue to suffer for the next 6 months, as you say,
poor people, children.
Poor people, children, those who have not received their salaries as yet, those who have been fired, and so an extra burden now has come on the back, because between the time now and look at the time, between now and the end of the year, that season, we all will be paying prices that will be, additional. I cannot see the wisdom in that at this point in time.
Exorbitant prices, and you still will have price gouging, because when people realize that men don't sell anything cheap for them.
Exactly.
But Devon, one of the things what must be considered, and we need to consider the fact that you're returning the freight level to 2019 levels. But the new obligations to government going forward, and because there was this bold pronouncement, pension will be paid. That is a new obligation.
Of course.
You promise to make workers permanent, so that means you have to give them more money.
Yep.
That new obligation. The pay and grade for police, because I tell them you go beat. Fixing police place, you tell them they don't have place, and as you win, you say and is that you give some vehicle in pity matic, so you can do give the rest something now. And the small matter, Devon, of salary negotiation. We know what used to happen with the last administration and the unions over salary negotiation. So I await with bated breath to see what will happen with the unions now and salary negotiation, increasing salaries. I await, because you pay teachers for the door working, because they try it out in the court and the court held it was not right. You pay them for the working. So I await salary negotiations for the next 3 years. I await.
Of course, and well, I know that we have some vibrant union leaders.
And I want to see if they would increase the minister's pay.
Well,
to what level?
That would be an additional.
So all these things, Devon, all these things I've just mentioned is new obligations to government.
And when you decrease the intake of revenue on the government side, how would you meet that obligation?
And what is instructive to note, like I tell you, an accomplice, there are persons among them who know.
Of course.
The transition lead in finance knows, because he was on the fiscal responsibility thing. He knows. He knows. He knows. That is why in my deliberation I explain what an accomplice is. And I explain what GDP is. And those practices is going against every conventional wisdom as relates to financial prudence.
Well, you know, Mr. Carl, one interesting thing, the lead in finance would be very interesting, right, to see within the next couple of months what will be his stand, because I know the gentleman is a very principled gentleman, right, and I know him to give some, right, valuable advice to the Grenadian people. So I await in the next couple of months, right, to see the direction that they are going and what will be his stance in particular. All right. Anyhow, gentlemen, you guys have a wonderful day and continue doing the work that most of us can't do. You continue to give information, valuable information to the nation. Make them understand as they move forward. Best morning to you guys.
I take care, big.
Bless up.
So as the caller say, you have to understand who you give in and watch. During the election campaign, there was this big issue when Miss Moses had a slip of the tongue and spoke about suffering. But yesterday, the deliberate judgment in the MIT minister, he said, watch, he's not hand out again, he's hand up. So he give the boys hand up. Follow the money. You ever call that?
Yeah.
Let's take it.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
I'm hearing everything else planned for the country. But the people who have led us and make us what we are today and enjoying all the things that we are enjoying today, including those in offices on the government side, I don't hear them mention any plans and what positive things they have for the elderly, you know.
Nah,
Every day
they tell
that
him, caller, they tell him go in a wheelchair.
The elderly, I haven't heard anything positive yet for them, you know. Thank you.
Very instructive.
Yeah, that one.
All the talk.
Yeah. We have a next one
All
right
the
away.
talk. Let's take it.
Hello.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Master Carl.
Hey.
What's up, man? You know, it's good for us. It's good for us poor people. That is what we vote for. We've been speaking about the NDC for the longest while, and nobody took us on. So that is what we work for. Now, Master Carl, the unions been bought. For that matter, most of them been bought. So you wouldn't hear much coming from the unions as it relates to poor people in this country. You wouldn't hear much at all. And something I want to let people know, sweet talk and nice speeches is not ruling a country. We might have nice flair, try to adopt Maurice Bishop style, but this is not ruling country. No, there's a lot more to come. It's a pity that we have to speak so soon. You know? But when we see the nonsense that is happening, we cannot allow things to continue like that. We have to start speaking out. And there's a lot of people who has information out there that keeping their mouth locked. Please, come on and talk. We are not here to bash the government. When they do anything good, we praise them. When they do anything bad, we have a right to speak. Something that I noticed, I'm making a long story short because I'm the phone. If you notice NDC construct, look at the guys that's so wrong a representative or a caretaker or a minister. Is big paid fellas, you know. $5,000 and $6,000 and $8,000 pay. Unlike NMP, from ever since, look at the people who so wrong a minister or executive in a constituency is the poor people. Don't see it with NDC. So I keep saying NDC is for the poor. No matter how they try, NDC is not for the poor. NDC is for the rich. So we as poor Grenadians will continue to be poor. But why we always have to be fooled by these people? And we have to keep coming back to the radio station and reminding people all the time. And it's glaring to see. Look at the same poor people, they don't. What about going in the party now? Full of time. Police, Tillman, all of them right against big pit fellas. What already going on?
Yeah, but Miss James in analytical meetings in Guav told us they're part of the dream team, but we ain't listening. She turned around and she pointed them out and she said they would be part of the dream team.
Yes, that is the old people. Huh?
Yeah,
that is the same old people. And you have to bring them in. I never realized that Mr. Fullerton, due respect to you, that's my friend. I didn't realize that he was in Grenada, you know. I couldn't believe.
Now he came in, to be fair to him, he came and did his bit a couple times before the election, so he's been rewarded for performance.
Yeah, but look at what's going on in St. David's again with the goodly, Prime Minister, second man. All this thing was promised. You thinking, you give him whatever.
One school of thought has it that those who labor hold the reign, so maybe that is the practice.
Yeah,
or maybe in there was maybe the Suhan.
Well, you're right. So that is, the point I'm making is why it's always been the paid fellas and they're not benefiting from NDC. NDC wouldn't change. And let mind you, Master Carl, I don't really know him too well. NDC holding back a lot.
Yeah, man.
Because we start speaking out, they're really doing some of the things that they are already planning.
Yeah, character is like pregnancy, cannot hide.
And you're hearing from the supporters, even the Bush in the problem and the Bush and what their conversation over the weekend. where a woman was here a few sisters. Well, she said yes. They work under NMP as supervisors, as supervisor and contractor. Not this time around. If they want to work, they have to work under. So you know what I'm saying? That is used to have no NMP. We're not saying no one like this. I know of a supervisor who work right through, especially in Emlyn area. Emlyn, you could call Emlyn and ask Emlyn, who used to be getting this special project, NMP, NDC. Nobody watching face. So I keep saying, my brother.
But at the same time, the past administration, a lot of MPs, in my view, lost touch of reality with people. So a lot of things happen to them. If they was on the ball, they would have known. So don't exonerate them for that. Had they been on the ball, had they been in the trenches with the people, they would have recognized and know.
Yeah, but you're right about that. You're right about that.
So Larry do just beat up on the present administration and what happened before we do speaking about it. So thank you, caller, for your information and continue listening to the program.
Okay, all
right. Igwe, even the transitional leads, the money to pay them wasn't the obligation of government in 2019. So you have plenty obligation. Morning to my good friend Daddy Dave. We speaking stupidness just like the rest.
We have an ex
You know about stupidness?
We have an ex-caller.
We just like the rest.
Hello. Morning.
Good morning, brother. I don't hear and listen to your program, but you make another mistake and you say another lie. The NMT take all the 50% VAT on electricity. Who benefiting the most on it? The big businessmen and them, they benefiting the most on it. 15%. The liquor violence are $10, $50. They pay $100, they pay $15.
Caller, what lie did I tell? What lie did I tell? Tell me something I see what is a lie.
You say NDC is for the big businessman.
Yeah, they're for the rich.
If they're bringing back the 15%, the VAT.
What 15? Did I talk about 15% VAT?
When
No, I'm asking a question. Did I speak about 15% VAT?
Well, when they change it, they're changing it. They bring it back up.
But who did I say about 15% VAT?
Well, when they change it,
Caller, you big and you have sense. Did I say 15% VAT in my discussion?
Well, you say it, but when they change it,
Caller, you say that as caller. Listen to me. You big and you have sense. You don't born big. I think you go to school. In my hold on, man. What happened? Hold on. Hold on, is we that said the percentage around here. Did I speak out 15% VAT?
What I'm saying is that they say keep me carried for the poor one.
Caller, stick to issues. Stick to issues. Don't let your emotion get the better of you. And when you're not up to marginal performance, keep yourself quiet and listen and learn.
Let me tell you something.
Big get it.
You see, if you decide to contradict what I say that Master Carl, say X, Y, Z, and that is not so. And here, what is it? You don't come and talk about things I don't talk about. In no time this morning, I mentioned anything about VAT.
I have to get a piggy face.
There's no time I mentioned anything about VAT and so on here. So stick to what he said. We speak about the capping of freight. We spoke about the intended on-capping of gas, diesel, and the 25% on non-fuel charges with Grenelec. We speak about the continuation of phase 3 of the stimulus package, COVID-19 related. That's what we speak about. So if you want to contradict what I say, all well and good, but come with facts. Don't come with this cock and bull thing. Don't let your emotions get better of you because you're big and you have sense. Let me take the next call.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
I just want to find out, is it that in terms of the Grenlec issue, is it that the company is losing money, or are they operating at a loss? That's just all I want to find out.
Yes, and that is a salient thing, because what happened, the Honorable Prime Minister yesterday in his deliberation said that Grenlec is losing 11 million. He didn't explain how. But my view, Grenlec is the people's business. Grenlec is the people, so Grenlec can lose the people. And if you feel they're not making 11 million, they should make. This money is reinvested in the people. And these are the issues which I'll come here and speak. And no one, and nobody won't cramp my style and try to come and this thing as the caller thing. You must come with facts. At least do some research. Don't just come and start running your mouth without a basis. It's not so the thing does happen. We here, we're willing to learn. We give information as factual as we could. Test the information. Don't just come and say things. Test the information. Okay.
Wrapping up.
Let me take the thing. And
no, we have 2 minutes to 9 o'clock.
Yes. So thank you, listeners and callers, those who participate, and the 50 people who usually listen. Thanks for listening. Have a blessed, safe, and be a blessing to somebody.
We love you guys.
Love you guys. Take care.
All right.
Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful. Gotta be careful, careful. I say we have to prepare to meet the challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and envy, man, you have to move with care in that jungle of fear. You got to be careful. You got to be careful.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first.